Sunday morning. Party's over. Everybody's awake in the pavilion. Don't know about the people in the tents. And I'm going southbound, which is up that hill with a full pack full of resupply. It's about as heavy as I've carried in a long time. I always get a warm place in my heart, warm feeling in my heart when I come across these patriotic monuments. Every single person I've met, talked with, encountered in Fort Clinton has been friendly. Every single one, they go out of their way, they come over and say, hi, how's your hike going? And there's two of the guys there, they just stopped and talked. No reason, just how's your hike going and talking. And the trail actually goes down between those two, I'm sure they got a name, but the two brick things besides the road, it goes down this way, down towards the railroad. Absolutely beautiful. And oh yeah, there's the climb. Coming into the railroad yard, got a little confused. There's a double blaze here, and when the two blazes are just on top of each other, that just kind of means, hey, pay attention, something's going to change, and it can be 20, 30 yards before the change. I know I've talked about it being, the top one being offset to the left or the right, but if they're just over each other like that, it's, hey, pay attention. So I'm looking around, where's the next blaze? Yeah, I guess it could go down along the river. That'd be kind of cool, but it just didn't make sense. It's too steep, and we actually want to go up that hill, so it doesn't make sense to turn left. So I'm looking over here. Way over there, there's a sign, and it's hard to see here, but there's a little white blaze on the post on that sign. So I'm not sure where I'm supposed to cross over the railroad tracks, but I'm going to head that way, and then I'm going to head this way. All the way to the moon. Well, maybe not that far. A lot of times it's hard to tell how steep something is from just the film or the video version of it. And this is steep. This is going to be pretty much straight up. Pretty cool though, all the trains. They say the trail provides. Here's a set of the blazes straight over each other that says, hey, watch out, there's a change coming. I wonder what that change could be. And the trail turns to the right. There it is. Eagle Nest Shelter is down a .3 trail. And boy, I'm not planning on staying there. So I don't know if it's worth that .6. What do you think? When you come back up from the Eagle's Nest Shelter, here's your sign. I want to go south. Well, I decided to not take the 3.3 mile trail down to the shelter in the water and then take it back up, add a half mile to my day. I can get water in about 3.5 miles and I should be good. I've got over 2 liters. I sat down right over there, took off my shoes and boots, I guess, and socks, and let my feet dry out a little bit, and scarfed down 4 bars. I think it's about 1,000 calories. So I should be good to go for a while. Hopefully there was some caffeine in there to spur me along too. So I'll see you down the trail. Do you see what I see? All kinds of dead wood hanging in the tree, ready to be harvested and turned into a fire. This one isn't on far out, but it sure would be a nice place to hang out. Several tents here. I bet you get 4 or 5 tents in here, nice and flat and comfy. Of course, all the hammocks you'd ever want. And a fire ring. This is my home for tonight, Black Satara Creek campsite. Look at that. There's even a bench to sit on while I'm making dinner. I may even go around and look in the trees to find dried wood just hanging there, and maybe I'll start a little fire. It's really beautiful here. This is my home for tonight. First thing I do when I get to a prospective campsite is find a flat spot for my tent. I like it to be on a little rise. It can be a little slanted actually. I don't want it in a bowl. And this one's about right. There's a little bit of slant to it. It's not in a bowl. You don't want it in a bowl because if it rains, you don't want to be sitting in a bathtub. So once I find the spot I want, I'll mark it with my backpack. I'll then go throw the bear rope. Now the bear rope is over this way and you can't see it from here because it's too far away. But it's up, it's a good bear hang. I'll go over later and take a look at it. I throw the bear rope. Then I come back, set up my tent, make dinner, do all the stuff here, blow up my air mattress, spread out my sleeping bag, all that kind of fun stuff. When I'm all done, then I go hang the bear rope and head into bed. Or if the wind stops blowing, I may make a fire tonight. Lots and lots of wood hanging in the trees at eye level. Just walk around and gather the wood without even bothering to bend over. It's pretty good. Here's tonight's bear hang. It's way above where a bear can reach. Not even close to any of the trunks around it. Got it tied off over here. In some video, I'll show you how I actually do that friction knot. That's not tied in a knot, that's just being held in by friction. This is about 150 yards from my tent. And that may be even further than it needs to be, but you know what? I like bears, but not in the middle of the night and not when they're grabbing my food. So they can be over here. So like I said, I'll come over here in the morning, drop down the bear bag, and pack it up and head out. You notice that there's 2 of them. I've got a regular Ursack, which is theoretically I could just lay on the ground and a bear can't get into it, but they can destroy your food. They can drool all over it and munch on it. They can't get their reward, but they can still ruin it. That's why I hang it. The lime green yellow bag is a waterproof bag I have. I picked up a resupply in Fort Clinton today, and I have more food than will fit in my Ursack. Actually, you need to hang all of your food, and so the overflow went into the wet or the dry bag. So the bear could get that food if he can bring it down. But hopefully not. I'm hungry. All right, off until tomorrow. Roses, buds, and thorns. So roses today. The climb out of Port Clinton was something people warned me about, and it was okay. It was a climb, and yeah, it was steep, but it wasn't that bad. And I did have a full load of water and a full load of food. I took my time, and it was fine. The temperature today, I don't believe it actually reached 70 degrees, so it's nice and cool, so it wasn't real hot and sweaty and icky and miserable. That's a real positive. A bud, tomorrow I'll hit the 501 shelter, which I've heard about lots and lots of times. And so I don't think I'll order a pizza from there. I got enough food as it is. I need to be eating my food. But there might be other people hanging out there, and it's always fun to hang out and talk with people. For thorns, I'm still not hiking as strong as I would like to. Today was, I think it was my longest for this trip, not my longest ever, about 14 miles. So I'm real proud of that. But I was hoping that by now I'd be able to push towards 20 or almost 20. So I got a problem with my left ankle. Just walking along, suddenly it'll pop to the outside. I look and there's not necessarily something that caused it, and so I'm not quite, I don't know what's going on, but it does make me a little bit nervous, so I could have ankle issues. Both of my Achilles tendons are starting to hurt too. Several years ago, I injured them. A friend of mine, I told him, I'm not 14 anymore, and I was just trying to be, younger than I am. And he says, Bob, you're not 40 anymore. And he was right. I'm a little older. I need to be a little bit more careful with what I'm doing. I'm not a young kid and as resilient. And so my Achilles tendons are hurting. So I'm taking Tylenol and some vitamin I. And that seems to be helping, but I don't want to push it too far. I do not want to have to leave this little short trip because of an injury. So that was today. It was a beautiful day. Met lots of people. Talked with them and chatted, and some of them I just said hi. It was a great, great day. Really enjoyed it. And dinner was great. I had chocolate pudding, instant chocolate pudding. I'll have to tell you how to make that sometime. And Mountain House breakfast skillet. And I let it rehydrate a little bit longer than what it recommended. I don't like the eggs. Freeze-dried eggs, for some reason, I just don't like them. And letting them rehydrate longer than the recipe says seems to help. And it was, boy, it's good. My tummy is full. I'm happy. And, I know it's about 6 o'clock at night, so I'm going to put on another layer of clothes, and I might make a fire. I'm just a little concerned with how gusty it is. I don't need to be causing a problem here. All right, so I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, so this is a little bit big, but it's going to burn down very quickly. It's all little stuff in there. Tinder and kindling, there's very little fuel. You just need a little fire, and it was warm. Oh, it's warming up nicely. I built it the same way as I did the one, my video on the winter fire. I built a raft, put it down over the cold, wet dirt, put little stuff on top of it about the size of a basketball, built a teepee of bigger stuff, and that bigger stuff is now catching, but I've got to let this burn down. It's heating up the ground, drying it out, starting the raft on fire maybe a little bit. Does not need to be any bigger than this.